That day I thought, my dog had gone crazy. She was destroying everything that was being brought only for me. The moment she saw a woman from our neighborhood, she would start barking uncontrollably. I told myself it was just a misunderstanding, but the night someone called my name from inside the house, and my dog stood right in front of me. That was the moment I realized. She wasn't trying to hurt me, she was trying to save me. My name is Jackson, and the tale I'm going to tell is about Maggie, my lovely dog, whom I still adore. It happened when I was 15 years old and returning home from playing with my buddies. While I was strolling, I heard a dog purring quietly. It seems that there was a dog nearby who needed assistance. As I followed the sound, I noticed a frail, sickly, and hungry dog crouching under the bushes, making faint cries. Seeing that dog-like way made my heart sad. When I approached it, it began waving its tail. I took that puppy in my lap. When that little dog noticed this, he began licking my cheeks. I've always wanted a dog, so I asked my father for one for my birthday. But maybe God listened to me quickly and brought me this adorable dog as a present right before my birthday. I took the dog home and began begging my parents to let me keep it. They did not agree at first, but after seeing the dog, they may have fallen in love with it, which is why they allow me to keep the puppy. I first fed him and then bathed him before taking him to the vet. After everything happened, I had a nice and adorable puppy who was always active and would follow me around, sleep with me, and go for walks together. This is where the unusual incidents began to have a negative impact on our life. One night when I was sitting in my room watching TV, I heard something click around me. The sound was identical to someone smashing two stones together quite hard. I went to my window to see where the sound was coming from. Maggie, my dog, was also in the room at the moment. He joined me in front of the window and began to gaze outdoors. As I peered down, I noticed a man sitting near the bushes, his back to us. There was only Maggie and me in the home. My parents had gone to a friend's party. Maggie began barking loudly when she saw the stranger, wondering who he was and how he had gotten into our property. This terrified me. I wish I'd done something. The man turned around to face us. His eyes were bleeding, and his pupils were white. Maggie quickly looked down and raced away. I stared first at Maggie, then at the man. The dude was no longer present. I was terrified after seeing all of this and quickly called my mother and father to tell them what had happened. When my parents heard what I said, they immediately came over and checked the house's CCTV cameras. But they didn't see anyone like that. How is that possible? Maggie and I obviously saw the man, so why wasn't it captured on CCTV? My family dismissed it, assuming it was a misunderstanding. The next day, when I got home from school, I noticed my neighbor's aunt seated and talking with my mother. My mother informed me that this aunt had made pizza for me. My excitement was unbounded when I saw this. I wanted to eat the pizza straight away, but my mother told me to freshen up first and then return. I quickly returned upstairs to my room, and as soon as I opened the gate, Maggie sprang out and ran down to that auntie, attacking that pizza, which was now fully destroyed by Maggie, and Maggie began barking furiously at that auntie. Seeing this, I immediately came down, grabbed Maggie, and carried her upstairs to my room. My mother apologized to the auntie, who then left from our house. My mother chastised Maggie severely for this, and as a result, she sat in a corner and got sad. Seeing her scolding, I knew she would never do this again in her life. But the reverse happened. The doorbell rang when my mother was scolding Maggie. As soon as my mother opened the door, we noticed that the same auntie had returned to our house with another pizza. Seeing this, I found it weird why this auntie had such a strong desire to feed me pizza that she instantly baked another one and brought it to my house. But I assumed that Maggie had spoiled the first pizza, so she must have baked the second pizza specifically for us. My mother took the pizza from the auntie, but while giving it to my mother, The auntie informed her that I had baked this pizza specifically for Jackson only, and no one should eat it except Jackson, who should let me know how he liked it. When my mother heard this, she said, "Sure, I will receive his feedback and let you know." After delivering the pizza, the auntie departed. Maggie went after my mother as soon as she saw the pizza in her hands, grabbed it, and shattered it into pieces. When my mother saw this, she became enraged and chained Maggie in a corner and asks me, what happened to her? Why was she reacting like this? Maggie was a very sweet dog. She had never attacked someone for no reason, and she was quite sociable, so I'm not sure why she started barking as soon as she saw this auntie. After this occurrence, everything in our house returned to normal for a few days. But one night, the lights went out abruptly. We didn't know what was causing the power loss, but we called the electrical agency to report it. They were going to fix it. We just heard someone call me from inside our house. When my parents and I saw this, we became concerned. The voice came from our house's corridor and called out my name. Maggie began growling after staring down the corridor. My father quickly instructed us to leave the house. But as we hurried out of the house, we noticed the same man standing at the door. His eyes were glaring and the bottom half of his mouth was completely missing. We all terrified when we saw this. The man pointed at me and said,
"I've been sent to take you away, boy."
I felt afraid. Just then, the figure transformed into a cloud of black smoke and began to rush towards me. My dog, Maggie, jumped on him, forcing her to float in the air for almost 10 seconds before collapsing to the ground. Just then, the lights in our house went back on, and now there was no one inside. Maggie lay on the floor, tongue hanging out and eyes wide open without blinking. When we checked, we learned that my dog, Maggie, had perished. Maggie, my dog, defended me from a ghost that night and then sacrificed herself. The next day, we buried Maggie in tears and told a neighboring priest about everything that had transpired in our house the day before. When priest returned and saw the house, he informed us that someone had brought a terrifying force into our home. In addition, she was sent to your son, and she is none other than the woman in your neighborhood. My folks were astonished to hear this. He went on to say that neighbor auntie's son had been in poor health for many years, and when physicians could not help him, she sought help from a black magician who taught her about this procedure. Actually, the demon who was sent to your house made a deal with her. In order to cure her kid, she agreed to sacrifice your boy to the demon, and in exchange, the demon would give her son your child's health and your child's age. The woman's son is the same age as yours, so she chose him for everything, but your dog ruined her plans. As a result, your son lives, while the woman's son does not. That evening, everything happened exactly the way the priest had warned us. And later, we received the shocking news that the auntie's son had passed away. Frightened and confused, we begged the priest to help us, to protect us from whatever was happening. He looked toward our house for a moment and said quietly, "Maggie is still guarding you. She hasn't left you. Even after her death, she's protecting this home. No evil spirit or dark force can enter while she is here. Your son is safe, because Maggie is still watching over him." And he was right. From that day onward, nothing bad ever happened to us again. There truly is no one in this world more loyal than a dog. Even after her death, she continues to protect our home. And that's why I never brought another dog into this house, because my heart still belongs to Maggie.